The Hudson Bay company is planning to liquidate its remaining 6 locations. You may remember that as they began their liquidation of the many stores across the country, they did identify 6 that wouldn't liquidate. Well, that now has changed. They've joined the list with everyone else. So the CBC's Mark Carcassole is tracking this for us, and another twist, and a lot of people are saying this could be the end of HBC. What are you hearing?
Certainly looking that way, and there's been several twists throughout this whole situation. You'll remember at first HBC was talking about perhaps saving dozens of stores, and then it went down to none, and then it went up to 6. Now it looks like potentially back down to none again. Those 6 stores that were supposed to be saved from liquidation that you mentioned, 3 in and around Toronto, and then 3 more in Quebec, 1 in Montreal, 1 in Laval, 1 in Pointe Claire. But as of a court filing today by the financial advisor for Hudson's Bay, Reflect Advisors, they say that there is a, quote, low probability that the company will find a buyer for those 6 remaining locations. And so now they are expected to join that liquidation process as well. The company has 96 stores across Canada, 80 of them Hudson's Bay stores, 3 of them Saks Fifth Avenue, 13 Saks off Fifth. 90 of those were expected to be liquidated by mid-June. If you've gone to the Hudson's Bay in your local mall, in your local area, you've probably seen those clearance signs up. That process is currently underway, expected to be done in about a month and a half or so now. And now it sounds as though those final 6 stores will be added to liquidation as well. Now, this just comes after another court filing by a consulting firm, a third-party consulting firm overseeing the company's current situation. Yesterday, they had mentioned that they had received interest in 65 of the company's various leases from 18 parties. They didn't name those parties. They didn't name which leases. They didn't name exactly what that interest could be in terms of future uses, but things seemed possibly optimistic. Those same court filings also talked about an art auction coming up in which 1,700 pieces of art, 2,700 artifacts, including the company's historic royal charter issued in 1670, would be up for grabs in an auction, potentially to museums or private buyers, people acting on behalf of museums as well. So it sounds like there would be money coming in, but it just doesn't seem as though it'll be enough. And in terms of continuing the business as it stands right now, those 6 department stores that were expected to remain, it doesn't seem as though they would be able to find the financing to make that happen.
All right, Mark, thank you very much for this update. So what is next? Bruce Winder is a retail analyst and joins us now from Toronto. So what do you make, first of all, of this news that those last 6 stores are joining the liquidation?
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Ian. Yeah, you know what? Not a big surprise, unfortunately. I had a feeling this would come to fruition. I wasn't very optimistic. I mean, the Bay's business model is broken, and it's not a surprise that they have to send these to liquidation.
Do you think there's any chance at all that that the stores, the big stores that we recognize, that they may stay alive in some form?
Yeah, it's very slim right now, I think, Ian. You know, my own personal view is I think someone will end up buying the trademarks, someone will buy some of the leases, and it'll be sort of parceled off into bits.
Yeah, so that's interesting. You know, we actually, the Bay itself tried to do that with Zellers, and there was some excitement when they resurrected the Zellers brand. There was a floor here in the downtown Vancouver store, but it really didn't seem to catch fire. What do you think about the possibility of taking, you know, what we used to think was a cherished brand name like the Bay and turn it into a boutique or an online store?
Yeah, I do think there is a potential for a boutique, call it 8 stores, small stores across Canada that really focuses on the 4-striped heritage merchandise. Think of a little bit like Roots and Canada Goose. I think that has some legs. I think online, too, there's a niche business there as well.
It's so interesting to me to walk in downtown Vancouver, and I'm sure this is the experience in lots of other places, and the Bay, even before all this started, was empty a lot of the time. But then you walk into, let's say, Pacific Centre Mall, and it's really busy. You know, there are lots of stores that are doing really well right now in Canada, but not the Bay. What's the lesson here from the demise of that once venerable chain?
I think the key lesson is don't rest on your laurels. You have to change with the times. The sooner the better. Don't wait until it's too late. And that's what happened to the Bay.
I mispronounced your name at the beginning, Bruce. I'll get it right here. Bruce Winder, a retail analyst in Toronto. Thanks for joining us.
No problem, Ian. Thanks. Take care.